So there is a leaked Telegram chat that comes out, and it causes an international incident.
What were they attacking?
So what happens is there's quick emails. Yeah, what the Telegram stuff looks like. Yep, you're rolling. A 2. Oh, and you already had that one, so hold on. So, unfortunately, whoops. Thank you. Your disinformation, or your leak, was not successful, only because of your base score. There. But what Russia attempted to leak was supposedly they wanted the world to believe that the U.S. Embassy Defense Attaché to Moldova was talking to this senior Ukrainian official, Ministry of Infrastructure, over Telegram, chatting about, we need to finalize the Bystra Canal plan this week. Our team has the dredging equipment ready, but there's some pressure from Romania's crew. Can we count on your support if this escalates? So with this Telegram leak, Russia would try to make people believe that, oh God, they could do it now, that U.S. officials would be talking on their government phones on a Telegram chat with a senior official from Ukraine discussing a bit of a contentious area between Ukraine and Romania. And it's the Bystra Canal. And one of the contention areas is getting in as much access as possible. But with the escalation, things have been fluid. It's still a difficult topic, right? And so Russia tried to leak the Telegram chat. And there's a whole bunch. Basically, it was trying to say that the U.S. and Ukraine didn't care what Romania thought, that they were going to go ahead and dredge the canal because out of national security interest for the United States via Ukraine, right? But I guess people in 2029 would have forgotten about Signalgate because they could never believe that such conversations could ever occur over Telegram.
I think it's more likely the Ukrainians wouldn't talk over Telegram.
Well,
Totally.
Who uses that? So since you failed, we don't get this counter narrative, which is fine. But what Ukraine and the U.S. would have to do is then start countering all of that, saying, no, we don't use this. No, that's not on our government phones. No, they wouldn't, be speaking with this language. They don't even know each other. This is all made up. They would have to come up with all this stuff, as well as any of the AI-generated content. They might want to work with social media companies to get some of it removed. But it would be an arduous, difficult task to do, especially if we don't have the capabilities already for disinformation and countering that. Now, France has a very good program that they started the election before the election before the election. So like 3 elections ago. Okay. And I got to meet the lady who set up the program, and it was really cool. But I can't talk about it much more. And I know, I wish. And I've asked her several times to see if she'd do a write-up. She's like, well, I'm allowed to, but I'm not that comfortable doing it all in English. And I'm like, just do it in French. People can translate. So
ChatGPT.
right? I'm going to hit her up again. But it was phenomenal, the stuff that they did. And I think that whenever there's an election that's coming up or a contentious issue or anything like that, we now need to be prepared for how quickly this stuff can be used against us, right? And if you don't have a plan, well, then you're kind of screwed. Oh, no. So, another thing that sometimes when there's a lot of chaos, nation states might do is to then cause or try to cause a lot of confusion and go, look over here while I'm doing this, right? Now, in Armenia, they have a nuclear power plant. It is the same exact model as Chernobyl, except they retrofitted the injectors as well as a few other key components. And it is in a contentious region. Also, depending on how geopolitics go, they had started shifting, Armenia did, towards the west. They even held U.S. military exercises there last year in Armenia. Now, I'm not sure what will occur because the fragile peace that they had was actually brokered by Russia. And Russia has other priorities. But at the same time, they might have other financial priorities, but many of these types of campaigns don't actually cost that much money. That's one of the reasons why they put so many of their resources towards this, is because the return on investment is so huge in comparison to, say, even a physical sabotage. So they can cause misinformation. They will. So while all this chaos is going on, they decide that they are going to do a low-level cyber offense against the nuclear power plant in the capital of Armenia. And they infiltrate the plant's networks, they shut down the cooling systems, and tamper with the pressure control modules. But their goal is not to make things go boom, they want to scare people, right? By causing...
what we can do, imagine what we
can
do.
Right? If I break your legs, next time I come for the money, it's not going to be your legs.
Maybe your spine.
Right? But obviously, I think that the United Nations would be very angry at any country that they caught red-handed manipulating a nuclear power plant. So you have to have this thing called plausible deniability. We use it every day with a VPN or a proxy, right? That's digital terms for plausible deniability to a certain extent. So the goal is Russia wants to make the world think that it isn't them. Like the Shaggy song, wasn't me. Right? Wasn't me. What they want instead is Ukraine, where is the thing? They want to say that another country created a false flag event. Right? So, Russia.
Let's see. It's a 1.
Oh my God. We are regressing. We are drunk again. We almost got sober, and then Sergey came with the vodka again. A gift from Harris. Fuck you, Harris.
All right. So, with this attack, you unfortunately lost. And this is funny because the same thing happened in the last thing.
Even though we
At the last game.
won,
Because for some odd reason, the last time I ran this, Russia also rolled like a 1 or a 2 for disinfo. And on another thing, Russia ended up losing. I can already see from the score, Ukraine won. If you had won this roll, I was actually supposed to put in slides. But you didn't, which is great. But the slides that I was going to put in were a very interesting tangled web of using zero-day exploits driven by artificial intelligence, and they were trying to blame the United States in developing it. And their story was that the U.S. developed this advanced malware to destabilize the region and take over Armenia, and to try to blame Russia and create a false flag event. Right? They also include first deepfake communications, then they also mix it up by blaming Azerbaijan, then they do a bunch of media manipulation in Western media, then the implausible civilian casualty contingency. This section, the section on civilian casualties. So what they also do is produce a load of documents that they say are from the United States directly, where it is a report that lists that that the U.S. government is willing for X amount of Armenians and Azerbaijanis to die from a nuclear cyber attack. And as long as they stay within this acceptable range.
Oh.
Right? Ouch. Right? So this is all in here. And unfortunately, Russia lost. Ukraine won.
I blame it on Harris.
It's okay. Blame it on Harris. And when we think about the timeline that I had written up earlier in the day and the KQC Attack Framework, I then try to map it all up just to show you how it could apply to be as realistic as it could potentially be. And then we come to the conclusion, which is the very last part, which is like 5 slides or less or more. So the big conclusion is I'm talking about this stuff as an ethical hacker. Luckily, I also have access to places like Cambridge University and the Houses of Parliament and so forth. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that, oh yeah, this is on me, that all of those people are going to listen to me, which they rarely ever do, unless they have to. And it takes more than just me or a few of us. A good example is Jeff Moss, but Mudge. So there's a famous or old school hacker out of the US, was related to something called the Cult of the Dead Cow. He was one of the primary members. And they were a great, fun group of hackers. Well, eventually, people wanted to do more than just explaining vulnerabilities, reporting vulnerabilities, hoping that somebody updated something, patched something, whatever. And as they got older, and finally hit like their 30s, they decided to start trying to change laws and legislation and trying to work with groups and collaborate, try to get their work more academic, because that gives you a better position to speak with government folks. And so Mudge, I can't remember his real name, he was kind of like the equivalent of the head of information security for a while with one or more agencies. He did Senate hearings, he did all sorts of stuff. So it takes this collaboration between ourselves, governments, and also private organizations. And sometimes it can also be helpful if a private organization understands and then also gets you access to some of these places, because they also see that there needs to be change. So we do have these opportunities to do these things. It is not impossible. I never thought I would be in my position where I am right now when I first started out, thinking that this was impossible, that there was no way that anything could be changed. And that's not the case. So what I'm saying is if I can do it, anyone can do it. So further research directions, we will definitely look at, and we will be seeing further advancements in post-quantum computing, post-quantum cryptography, because of the super secret squirrel nature of being able to decrypt things. There will be probably more money put into the cryptography portion of what to do with post-quantum computing, right? And it's just super secret squirrel. It enables businesses. It enables patient data. It enables all sorts of things around the world. We hope, oh, that's out of order. We hope that things will change. And this had been a quote from one of the reviewers that I put into the paper. And I thought that it was very interesting and very forward-thinking that we have an opportunity where we have all these impending challenges, but we can secure a future where information remains a liberating force. Right? So, since I was in Romanian Dev Camp, that was it. Ta-da!
We thank you.
And now we can listen to